Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the Bushiroad survey that has come up recently because of customer service Kidani. His name is actually President Kidani to all of us, but the reason why I'm talking about this is because the survey came up from a conversation on Twitter. So today I'm rocking my Run It Up hoodie, which is from Jason Somerville, also known as Jay Carver. You used to be able to find him on Twitch. He doesn't stream anymore, but as you can see right here, he would on a stream talk about different questions that people would have, and he'd be joking and saying that he is customer service Carver, and what happened on Twitter is likewise the same with Kidani here. So because of what happened, there is going to be a Bushiroad TCG global user survey. As you can see, it goes from Cardfight Vanguard, Weiss Schwarz, Rebirth for You, and Shadowverse. This is coming soon to you. Actually, might start as of today. So as you can see, this all came about because of a article posted by Milk Tea on Twitter or X. You can see that it's on note.com. Kidani read it and said, confirmed, I'm going to make an agenda item in today's Weiss Schwarz regular. Thank you for your continued support. Obviously, I can't read Japanese, so the translation is wrong on this. Well, there you go. It's not my fault. So as he kept going on throughout the day, you could see various requests arrive one after another with tweets about Bushiroad. So I don't know if Kidani actually knew about the different, I would say, suggestions or feedback by people, but he got to hear it that day, which was August 21st and August 22nd. We promise to conduct a large-scale survey in the near future online and at the actual tournament venue. So he talked to staff about that. Thank you again for your support. And as you can see here on August 25th, if you go to the Weiss Schwarz website, there's going to be a user survey that's going to be taking place. Now, they put it out here as a press release. Again, I can't read this at all, so I had to go painstakingly through a translation service, which means it could be potentially slightly incorrect, but you get the drift of what's happening here. So what it basically said was, we're going to take a look and get feedback from everybody, global users. So when you think it was just about players, because that's what Milk Tea was talking about, now we actually have a global survey aimed at all the different products. It's going to involve collectors, investors, players, everybody from the store side to the resale side. Anybody that wants to fill out the survey, you're going to be able to do it. They say, we kindly ask the press to handle this information, raise it. So raise this up. So in 2022, the TCG industry will be affected by the penetration of Japanese anime overseas and the growing demand for collections at home and abroad. As a result, we are growing steadily both in Japan and overseas, as we definitely have known it. Also marketed as Bushiroad TCG. Growth has increased in line with the expansion of the scale, especially with the release of the new TCG, which has led to significant growth in Japan. Based on this, in order to investigate the real voices of a wide variety of customer bases, we targeted users all over the world. We will conduct questionnaires to better TCG products, environments, and services. So in summary, what's going to happen is you're going to either see a web survey or a paper version, depending if you're at a live event, or if you can't be, you just do it online. And there's going to be time periods for that. I know on the press release it said something about September 1st through the 15th for the Japan side. There's going to be different ones, like Shadowverse. I thought I saw it said it was going to be starting today, August 28th. The useful opinions in the questionnaire will be reflected in products, environment creation, and services and sequence. The survey results will be presented at the Bushiroad TCG strategy presentation, scheduled to be held in December 2023. We will report it on the official website. So we've had surveys before on the English side. We never know what come of it. Basically, we may see a product that was on that survey make an appearance, and then we're like, well, I guess it worked out that that's what actually happened. But we didn't really know. So it's actually nice that there's some transparency that's going to happen. Will it be everything? I don't know, but we shall see. I think it's really cool at the same time that Kidani was out there reading this on Twitter or X and decided, you know what? Maybe we're missing something, so let's check it out. Maybe we're growing now. We're making strides at trying to make all of this better, because now there are concerns and maybe he didn't know about it, right? That's what happens. We mentioned it before on the live that I've held. basically that, you know what, there are people at certain levels inside of a company. Does it reach all the way up to the president? Sometimes it doesn't, right? It just stops there. Everything's fine, everything's good. But he was able to read this article, and because of it, now we're getting a survey. I'm going to assume that he's going to be a little more present in the results of the survey. Now, this is your point where you can be like, what am I going to rate on this survey? I know what I'm going to rate on this survey, so I'm going to talk about that now. But if you have any sort of opinions that you want to put on the survey, let me know. Write it down below, because sometimes, again, we don't see the results of the actual survey. They said they will, but it'd be nice to see what everybody's thought will be on the survey. Hopefully it's a little bit more open-ended. First up for me, of course, it's going to be the dead box or matte box situation that we got going on. So this is HoloLive 1. This should be the same for HoloLive 2. What you got was one SSP inside of a booster box case and 4 SP. Now, those are your guaranteed but not guaranteed rates. And I say that once more because this is something that we've known. There are case rates, but it's not guaranteed by Weiss Schwarz or Bushiroad at all. You will never find that on any sort of website, and the reason being is because they're not guaranteed. It's something that we've seen over and over again where normally this is what you get inside of a case, but there are potential for production issues. The one thing we know about this is because of the nature of the known rates, 1 SSP and 4 SP, once they are pulled out of the box, people are going to sell the other boxes, and you don't know sometimes if they're alive as there is a signature in it or they're completely gone. You don't know that at all. And you can't tell really by the prices because some people could be getting rid of it just because they need the money, or some people are actually selling it dead and you just don't know it. So that there's no way to actually tell. Now, one change that could happen from it, as I flipped the screen here, and I don't know if you noticed that, but in the bottom right, I put a purple SP there. So let's go with, there's a base minimum of 1 SSP and 4 SP for the HoloLive scenario. Each different release has a different amount of SPs, rarities, and all that. But in this case, what I did here was I added another SP. It's not going to be the same every time. I think it's one of those ones where if we have a little bit of randomness, if you add more, then there'd be less likelihood for people to think the booster box is dead because there's an additional chance, right? So I would say still stick with a minimum, but open up the door for, a case to have 5 SPs, or in this case, another one, which would be 1 SSP and 6 SPs. So you can see the bottom left, I put that red one, which is another SP. It would be nice to know that, you know what, there may be some chances at some alive boxes. So even though someone pulled 4 SP, and if they stop, there might be another one. So that'll be really nice. Or you can put SSP inside of there. Now, what I want to talk about next is actually the product schedule. This picture right here is twofold. We have a lot of product that have come out this year. You've had stuff that's been 1 a month. You've had stuff that was 2 times a month. And because of that, there definitely were production issues. As you could see here on Weiss Schwarz Global Community, says going back to HoloLive, look what this young gent said. I opened a case of HoloLive Volume 2 and got 3 SPs, 5 triple rares, and 46 SRs, but no SSPs. So going back to what I said, there was 1 SSP and 4 SPs. This is not guaranteed at all, and errors do happen. I think most people consensus-wise believe it is an error because there has been some people that have gotten 2 SSPs. So if I was a betting man, I would say the other half of that master case potentially could have had 2 SSP, and that was, again, just because what I believe is a production error. Some other people can believe it's really random. I don't think so, because we're seeing this happen not just in this case, but other people as well. This has happened on HoloLive 1, so there have been more production type issues. There have been more actual service damage. You could see bubbling. You've had that on quintessential quintuplets. You had whitening. One of the big things that people always told me about was the high quality of English cards. But lately, with the amount of increased production, for all of the sets all close together, and even on Hollow Live, just the huge amount of supply just trying to get it out, there has been more issues involving print production. Now the other side of this picture here, what I want to talk about is the fact that you had a 2023 that was not so stellar at the beginning because of just the different IPs. And Fruit of Grisaya, people actually did like. The card art was wonderful. Review Starlight, same thing. But at the same time, these are older IPs, maybe not as popular today. So that was the problem. Meta-wise, not the greatest, just because how old it actually was. And then you got Log Horizon, same thing there, but it came in a power up set that did not even get a reprint. So anybody that wanted this because they like Log Horizon and haven't been around, they couldn't actually even play it with the cards. You were just collecting it for the sake of collecting the cards. Now, I would hope going forward into 2024, because we already know what the end of 2023 is, that they're a little bit more choosy about the different IPs that you pick. I know you want to get printing, you want to sell some product, but you're not doing anybody any favors, right? On the seller side, collector side, player side, by putting out this stuff. So a little bit more choosy about what you want, and a slowdown in some of the production. Let's say just go back to one time a month. That could actually be a good thing. So people aren't being overwhelmed by the amount of products, especially if they're not even good stuff as well. If you had like banger after banger, that's one thing, but this is one of those ones where like that didn't actually happen. Now, now, oh god, I look at the screen and it hurts me so much because you have Kaguya Love is War Volume 2, and I know my head cuts it off here, so I'm going to just get off here for a sec. So what you see here is Kaguya Love is War 2, and it's the same as Kaguya Love is War 1, which basically you see there are no signatures for the English side. So hopefully going forward, we do away with this whole picking sets that don't actually have signatures inside of it. That would be very great. And I think a little bit more choosy about the art as well, because that was a downer, right? I know people that do like this band outfit stuff, but if you take a look at the prices, the secondary market, and the lack of signatures, you're going to see Kaguya Love is War 2 did not fare very well, and even on the player side. I know there are usages for Kaguya Love is War. I'm not saying you don't, but you take a look at today's meta with everything, and you don't find a lot of Kaguya Love is War 2 running out there. The other thing about card art is the same card art. I would hope going forward, I know there's some art that's worthy of getting just the foil treatment. I could see that, right? You have a card, you want to use it, you want to give people the option of getting a base rarity card because you can't afford the really nice foily version. But we know SRs, they're pretty not expensive normally, right? In general, you normally see an SR triple rare down below 10. Let's just go below $10. Normally it's like below $5. But there are some that are 20, 30, 40, depending on what it is. If you have a girl, just laying on an air mattress and you have stuff on her, that might be like $30, $40, but in some cases not. So I think if you want to put out a ton of parallels, at least make it more worthwhile to me as a collector, and just give me different sort of art. That would be very nice. I feel like it definitely is no excuse when you have a set where there's only 30 to 40 parallels, right? You can potentially pick different art, I hope, unless that has something to do with the IP. And I don't know anything about that, right? No one knows about that. It's just our guess at this point. So I wish you could tell me. Bushiroad, I wish you could just tell me, we can't do anything about it. We're given the art and this is what it is. If you told me that, I would just shut up. I would just shut up. I'd be like, I guess that's okay because you have no choice in the matter, right? It'd be nice. I know people say time and time again to get new illustrations on here, stuff we've never seen. Because some people like the screen art, like myself, because it reminds me of that actual anime or the manga, whatever you got it from. But some people want to actually have some new illustrations, and I get it. That would be cool, right? You get a SPSR, really nice one that just has different art that you can never find anywhere else. Because again, the whole thing with having the same art, in Rebirth for You or Oscar, right? Or Build Divide, it's not pleasant. And you can definitely see that reflected with the other sets that have been shared across different card games. I'm not going to go into that now, but that is the truth. If you have not noticed it, just bring it up and take a look at the prices. You'll see what I'm talking about. Next is the Tournament Store Assist PR pack. I know you've done this to help out the stores. It really is bad when you can't have them at the same time of your release. So here you go. This one would be for Azure Lane. Are you going to get this at the same time as the Azure Lane release? Who really knows? Because I know with HoloLive, it didn't come. And a lot of the past releases, they haven't come. So again, thank you for trying to help out stores. But at the same time, it would be great if you could sync up the actual product with the Tournament Store Assist PR pack. That would be really great. But again, thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. So, shop tournament cards. Here we go. Shop tournament PR cards. I know people keep telling me when Bushy Navi is rolled out completely. I mean, it's out there already, but once you get all the hiccups out, once people start using it more, maybe could squash, I guess, the people that take these PR cards and sell them on the internet, because they're not even trying anymore. It's not even trying to hide it. And again, for someone like me that doesn't have the time to go to a local, that there's a local far away, you know what? It's nice to be able to purchase it online. But you know what? This is one of those ones where I think this is a perk of the shop. Even though I want it, I don't think I should have it. As in, there shouldn't be somebody out on the internet selling 40, 80, 120 copies of this, right? It should rightfully go to people that are going to hold actual shop tournaments and give it out to the players. If the players want to go ahead and sell it, so be it, to people like me. You know, I'm all for that. But really, I shouldn't have basically somebody being on the internet selling 120 of these. That is totally against what should be happening here. And I leave this here as a blank for you. So what I want you to do again is make sure to look out for that survey. If that survey pops up, let them know, because at the very least, it was one of those ones where Kidani took the effort to say, you know what, I'm going to have this out here for all of you, for the different games, for the different kind of base customer, whether you're a player, investor, collector. I think it's really cool that he was like, you know what, I'm going to take a look and see where we can improve. And again, is this lift service? I don't know, but we'll see when December 2023 rolls around and we actually see the survey results and what the action plan is from there. I guess the only other problem with that is the length of time, because right now is August 28th and that happens in December. So even by then, you've already lost like 3.5 months. I know you have to gather information, but everything in companies moves slow, and we'll see what comes of this. So I appreciate all of you for being here. Again, if you do need me, I will be away in Japan as of tonight. I'm going to be going to Japan. So if you do need me, feel free to reach out to me here, as you can see on the screen. You're going to find me out here on email, Twitter, X. And if you need to buy cards, there's my TCG player in the link. And lastly, again, channel members, if you join up, you will have a Discord available for you. Just send me a link to your email. Just send me an email and I'll send you a link, and I will be doing more of these exclusive videos for you as well. So if you didn't know it, there are videos that I make exclusively for the channel members, so do check that out. If you do join, make sure to check out those videos. I do have a lot of fun on them, and I tell you a little bit more about what I'm actually thinking. So as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.